Another big news topic, or not big, but I've seen it in several places. Capcom pretty much came out and said they would be open to a buyout. Now, for some reason, maybe it's Dead Rising related. It seems like everybody's kind of campaigning or rumoring around, or that Microsoft should be the one to purchase Capcom. Xbox does come out in Japan this year. Capcom is a Japanese company. So how likely is this? Is this a right move? Should they make a bid? Uh,
Yeah,
It makes sense in the business sense because you're right. Like in Japan, they don't have as much of a following, and that would definitely give them a huge lift. But games wise, and your current like install base, like on the Xbox, I don't see it making very much sense. I think it'd be more likely to go to Nintendo.
yeah,
you
that's
know
what that's
who,
what I was gonna say. I was gonna
but
say like
you know
Nintendo.
what would be like huge for Microsoft if they had like Monster Hunter exclusive on Xbox?
It would be huge for either one of them, but the Nintendo people have Monster Hunter already, and they're big
Well, what if they
supporters of it.
couldn't have it no more?
There's a problem. There's a problem with that though. Nintendo has to still be alive to make the sale. Nintendo is having commissions
Well, they
now.
got the money. Nintendo's got the money. They might not have the numbers, but they've got the money. I think they'll be around.
Okay, well, in that case, yeah, to go ahead and make a purchase. That's what they need to do.
I don't
I
know. I
mean,
think. Oh, sorry.
go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say. I mean, with all due respect, and I respect that you're an Xbox guy. I'm not picking a side, but I think Capcom is better off in a position like THQ where they sell individual IPs off as opposed to a group company.
But it doesn't like I saw a couple people tweeting about that, but it doesn't seem like they're wanting to do that though. In this situation, it seems like they want to do it as a whole. I agree. It makes much more sense to sell the individual properties, but will they do it though? Is the question.
I guess it'll come down to how desperate they are. I don't see.
I
I think
mean,
of the three who would have the money, it would be Microsoft. I don't see Sony. Like Sony's hurting financially. I think the latest report kind of shows their profits aren't what
Yeah.
they were. Um,
Right.
I don't see them buying it, but I do think. I mean, with all due respect, Edward, I think you put a little too much faith in the idea of Capcom's IPs out in Japan. Japan's really owned by the handheld. 3DSs. I mean, like you just don't have home consoles sell like they used to. In Japan,
Right.
they're much more on-the-go society. They're not going to sit down in front of a TV with a box anymore.
That's true.
Right. Yeah.
Plus, they like all those virtual girlfriend games now. So
I mean, if we could finally get that rumored Xbox handheld, I'd be all over that. But I mean, I think the days of handhelds, unfortunately, or at least anything that's not Nintendo handheld, is kind of over. And I say that as a
that's why it makes sense for
but
Nintendo to get in.
I kind
Yeah,
of
that's
wish
exactly.
these companies would. I know Charles said they probably aren't open to it, but I wish they would sell individual IPs. And Capcom is sitting on some IPs that they're not using and that could make some money out of it. Power Stone, they could sell that IP.
Power
Somebody,
Stone. Oh,
I'm pretty sure somebody could milk some money out of that.
Mm. I think the
Game
reason
Pass fan,
it's
I appreciate that.
I think the reason they don't want to sell is because like they still I think they want someone to buy them but keep them as a functioning company. But if they sell off
Yeah.
all their IPs, then they won't have anything to function on as a company, I guess.
Right. Exactly. They're not. They don't want to dissolve as a company and spread their assets. They want to be purchased and work for someone altogether and like keep as much of their people as they can.
You know what?
Sure.
That's only that'll be real expensive.
Well, I mean, it does make me wonder, though, who they've got left, because Lost Planet 3, DMC, Dead Rising 3, there's one more that I'm forgetting.
Resident Evil.
Uh, Well, no, not Resident Evil, but yeah, actually Resident Evil, the SOCOM-esque game that came out a year ago. These are all made by Western developers. They've let a lot of Western devs make their games. And I don't know if that's because they don't have any or a large amount of studios left to control, but there's been a lot of outsourcing going on in regards to Capcom. So I wonder how many people's jobs would be saved in that regard. I'm not saying don't save people's occupation. Don't get rid of the Capcom people, but I wonder it's not like an Ubisoft situation where you've got like 1,000 people working on one game in house.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I don't know. Seems interesting idea. But
Yeah, I was
yeah,
thinking about that. You can't be surprised with Capcom. This is the same guys that. Where the hell is Mega Man at? There ain't no more Mega Man games. Yeah, I mean, not surprised. So we'll see what happens with them. All I want is another Resident Evil to make up for the last one.
And I don't remember what outlet I said it on, but I think that Resident Evil going strictly Nintendo would only help that franchise because they kind of need it.
Oh yeah.
Or they can help each other out.
Yeah, like they need to get back into tip-top shape with that franchise because it's a horror staple. Like, how do you ruin it? Like, you guys are the front runners in the horror genre. You got to keep going.